Okay, good morning, children. The session will continue. Before the session continue, we recall them in previous session. What we have learned in the previous session? Yes, children. We have learned in the previous session what is respiration, pathway of air, events of air, epiglottis and passage of air, what is the structure of diaphragm and mechanism of respiration, and gases exchange alveoli to capillaries. Today we are going to children transportation of gases. Next, gases exchange capillaries to cells and back, and next cellular respiration and the structure of mitochondria, energy currency of the cell, can energy be released without oxygen, and also anaerobic respiration activity. Next, see children, respiration versus combustion and activity 2, observing changes during combustion of sugar atoms. Next, children, evolution in gas exchanging system. Next, respiration in plants. Next, activity 3, evolved carbon dioxide in respiration. Next, heat evolved during respiration. Next, photosynthesis versus respiration. Today we are discussing topics. Next, we are going to the next topic, children, transportation of gases in hemoglobin. Already we know that air is a mixture of gases. So many combined with the air, that is called mixture of gases, that fills the lungs and the alveoli. When that enters our body, the relative amount of different gases in air and their combining capacity with hemoglobin and other substances in blood determine their transport via blood in the body. Here, when oxygen present in the air is within normal limits, like 21%, then almost all of it's carried in the blood by binding to hemoglobin. Here, hemoglobin is a red in color. Hemoglobin, a red colored pigment. The pigment present in the blood. It is useful for the transportation of substances in the body. Here see children, He means iron. Globulin means protein. Iron present in the hemoglobin binds with the oxygen in lungs. That is the here equation part, Hb plus O2 gives rise to HbO2. This form of in lungs. Here see children, protein the red blood cells, that is called hemoglobin, As oxygen is diffused in the blood, it rapidly combines with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. To form oxyhemoglobin. Not only hemoglobin can combine with the oxygen, but the reverse can also happen to yield a molecule of hemoglobin and oxygen. Here the children sends it to the tissues. Oxyhemoglobin sends it to the tissues in the form of oxyhemoglobin. In tissues, oxyhemoglobin dissociates into oxygen and hemoglobin. Like these children, HbO2 gives rise to Hb plus O2. The carbon dioxide released by tissues combines with hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin. Like see children, the equation carbon dioxide plus hemoglobin gives rise to HbCO2, that is called carboxyhemoglobin. It is sent to lungs for expiration. Here, okay children, next we are going to gases exchange capillaries to cells and back. In the capillaries over the tissues, hemoglobin meets a very different environment. The tissue cells are continuously using oxygen. Hence, the concentration of oxygen is quite low in them. Here, it might be only 1/3 of that in the lungs. As the concentration of oxygen is so low, oxyhemoglobin releases the oxygen molecule that enter the cells. In the reactions that occur within cells in our bodies. Like see children, first of all, if you have to take food having some food contain glucose. The glucose absorbed in intestine having a projection like finger like projections, that is called villi passes into villi absorbs glucose. Here glucose pass blood through the villi. Next, blood flows in arteries, then flows into capillaries. Here, glucose diffusion into body cells. In the reactions that occur within the cells in our bodies. Body cells used in respiration. Here body cells we can use in respiration. Respiration which produce carbon dioxide and water vapor and energy. Here carbon dioxide carried away in blood by back to exhaled. Carbon dioxide carried away in blood by veins back to heart to then into lungs to be exhaled through the nose. This is the gases exchange capillaries to cells and back. Okay children, next we are going to cellular respiration. Already we know discuss about in previous session what is cellular respiration and what is aerobic respiration and what is anaerobic respiration and types of respirations. Already we know that children. Now we are going to cellular respiration. Once again recall them children. Chemical reaction which involves oxidation of food. It is the breakdown of glucose in a cell to release energy called cellular respiration. Here see children, cellular respiration is a slow process which occurs at body temperature. Next, cellular respiration is observed only in living cells. Living cells must carry out cellular respiration. This is the cellular respiration. Next, anaerobic respiration. See children, the definition of anaerobic respiration, oxidation of glucose in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. Less amount of energy is released in it. It is done in cytoplasm. This is the anaerobic respiration. Next, aerobic respiration. Oxidation of glucose in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Here see children, high amount of energy is released in it. It is done in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Here see children, the aerobic respiration doing in eukaryotic cells. This is the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Next we are going to fermentation. Fermentation. Here see children, what is the fermentation? Yes. Here the process of bacterial respiration by anaerobic method is called fermentation. The substance become sour because of produced lactic acid. In animals, the anaerobic respiration leads to formation of lactic acid from glucose and produce few ATP molecules. Next children, powerhouses of the cell. Powerhouses of the cell. This is called as mitochondria. This is called as mitochondria. Here the produced energy is stored in mitochondria in the form of ATP. That is why mitochondria are called powerhouses of the cells. Here see children, we are going. Here cellular respiration in prokaryotic cells like that of bacteria occurs within the cytoplasm. In eukaryotic cells, cytoplasm and mitochondria are the site of the reactions. The produced energy is stored in mitochondria in the form of ATP, powerhouses of the cell. The exact chemical details of the broken down of sugar or other food within a living cells does not take place as a single reaction but occurs in a series of small steps. Here see children, How does this affect the energy release? As the change in the chemical nature of the molecule from one stage to the next is slight. In any step, small amount of energy is released. The complete breakdown of sugar molecules with the release of all its available energy involves as a series of different chemical reactions. Here see children, from the breakdown of glucose, the energy is released and stored up in a special compound known as ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is a small parcel of chemical energy. The energy currency of these cells is ATP, an energy rich compound that is capable of supplying energy wherever needed within the cell. Each ATP molecule gives 7,200 calories of energy. This energy is stored in the form of phosphate bonds. If the bond is broken, the stored energy is released. That's why here the ATP is a currency, energy currency of cell. Energy currency of cell. Here see children, at a cellular level, we could have the following pathways, starting with glucose. See children, glucose is when the absence or low amount of oxygen, that is called anaerobic respiration. In the presence of oxygen, aerobic respiration. In the anaerobic respiration, to form lactic acid and energy. And another one, ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. The best examples of ethanol, yeast. The best examples of lactic acid, bacteria. In the same way, aerobic respiration in the presence of oxygen. Here see children, here releasing products, carbon dioxide and water and energy. The best examples of aerobic respiration, plants and animals. Here see children, how energy is released from ATP molecules. Listen carefully children. We take food converted into glucose. Glucose stored in the form of small intestine. Here the small intestines, through the small intestine, glucose pass through the villi, goes into blood. Next, blood to arteries and capillaries to body cells to, in the body cells, respiration occurs in the body cells. Here the respiration is two types, with oxygen, without oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, that is called aerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration. In the type of anaerobic respiration, to releasing products, lactic acid and energy, ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. In the form of aerobic, in the type of aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water and energy is released. This is the energy currency of cell. Next children, we will go to, can energy be released without oxygen? Yes. Here we can see the children. First we can see the term oxygen debit. Here what is oxygen debit? Yes, reduction of oxygen in the body due to strenuous exercise is called oxygen debit. Oxygen debit. Glucose is converted into lactic acid under vigorous exercise. It is removed by oxygen. Now, what will happen when lactic acid is accumulated in the muscles? Yes, children. When we do strenuous exercise, we build up oxygen debit. As a result, anaerobic respiration takes place, forming lactic acid in the muscle. The accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle causes muscular pain. When we run lost for a long time while running, jogging, brisk walk for a same distance, we feel that there an increase in pain levels. How can the sprinters, while running the sprinter holds his breath and uses the energy. His breath and uses the energy released by the anaerobic respiration of pyruvate. So they run without. After the event, they will pant for some time to recoup the oxygen debit. See children, now we are going to anaerobic respiration. Here we know that definition, anaerobic respiration. Once again recall them children. Oxidation of glucose in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. Now we can prove that by an activity. By an small activity. Okay children, we are going to activity. What is the aim of this activity? To prove anaerobic respiration. Next, what we need? Apparatus. Here thermos flask, thermometer, test tube, yeast, boiled and cooled glucose and bicarbonate solution, liquid paraffin, Dyson green bee solution. Those are the apparatus. Next, procedure. First, you have to use or you have to take glucose solution is taken in a flask. It is boiled and cooled without shaking. So that oxygen is removed from the solution. Some yeast is mixed to the solution. Later, paraffin liquid is poured on the surface of the glucose solution in order to cut the supply of oxygen. Next, a bottle containing indicator is arranged on the stand for the gas produced by the yeast. In order to check the removal of oxygen from solution, few drops of Dyson green is added to the yeast. Next, pink colorization of blue dye indicates short supply of oxygen to the glucose mixture. Initial temperature is noted down in the thermometer. Next, what we have observed in this activity or in this experiment. Yes, children, lime water turns milky white, which indicates that carbon dioxide is released. Smell of ethanol is observed. Result. Next result. Alcohol is produced from the yeast and glucose mixture by anaerobic respiration. This is the one activity to prove that anaerobic respiration. Okay, children. Next we are going to evolution in gas exchange system. Exchange of gases is a common life process in all living organisms, but it is not same in all children. Yes, we can learn. First we can see the single-celled organisms. Already we know that children, what is single-cell organisms or unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms means which organisms having a single cell, that is called unicellular organisms. The best examples of unicellular organisms: amoeba, hydra, planaria. Here now we are going to single cell organisms gas exchange system. Amoeba is obtained oxygen and expel carbon dioxide directly from the body by the process of diffusion. Next we are going to multicellular organisms. In other multicellular organisms, special organs are evolved. Special organs are evolved to the respiration. Animals, either terrestrial or aquatic, are adapted to different types of respiration and possess different types of respiratory organs. See children, where do you find tracheal respiration? We can find tracheal respiration in Arthropoda. Arthropoda is one of the big phylum. Already we know that in 9th class. Here the best examples of arthropods: insects, cockroaches, grasshoppers, etc. The phylum Arthropoda animals consist of tracheal respiratory system. The tracheal system consists of series of tubes called tracheae. Trachea is divided into fine branches called tracheoles. Tracheoles carry air directly to the cells in the tissues. This is the tracheal respiration. Next, okay children, next we are going to respiration in fishes. How does respiration takes place in fishes, children? Do you know? Yes. Now we learn. Fishes have developed special organs for respiration, which are known as gills or branchiae. Here, blood supplies to gills through the capillaries, which have thin walls where gases are exchanged. This is called branchial respiration. They take oxygen dissolved in water through the mouth. The gills has leaf-like folds called gill lamellae. Water enters the fish through its mouth. Gills lamellae are bathed with water and gases exchange takes place. Gases exchange takes place. This is the respiration in fishes. Next, respiration in frogs. Here see children, all of you, do you know frogs? Do you see frogs in your surroundings? Yes. Frogs, we are all see frogs. Respiration in frogs. Respiration through skin is called cutaneous respiration. Here see children, frog is a amphibian. Amphi means both. The frog lives in water and also lives in earth. This is called, that's why frog is a amphibian. Respiration through the skin is called cutaneous respiration. Frog and amphibian can respire through cutaneous and pulmonary respiration process as well as buccopharyngeal cavity. This is the respiration in frogs. Next, respiration in reptiles, birds and mammals. Here see children, birds, reptiles and mammals, they have a specialized respiratory organs that is called lungs. Respiration in reptiles, birds and mammals through the lungs. This is the evolution in gases exchange system. Okay children, next we are going to, already we have learned in this session respiration in unicellular organisms and respiration in multicellular organisms. Now we are going to plants also respire. Do you know children? Already we have learned in the 6th class. Plants also respire. Yes. Now we are going to respiration in plants. Plants also respire takes place in the leaf. There are other areas on the plant body as well through gases exchange takes place surface of root and lenticels on stem, etc. Some plants have some specialized structures called breathing roots. Breathing roots of mangrove plants. Oxygen is also required by plants to produce energy and carbon dioxide is released, but carbon dioxide is required to plants. Now gases exchange of plants. In some plants, exchange of gases occurs through stomata, which are present on the lower surface of the leaf. The aquatic plants take the carbon dioxide dissolved in water directly through the epidermis. Some plants have specialized structures like breathing roots of mangrove plants as well as the tissue in orchids to absorb oxygen. Next, older part of the stem and roots aerate themselves by taking in the oxygen through the lenticels or through the surface of their root hair. That is called the specialized roots. That is called aeration of roots. Mangroves grow near the marshy places, respire through aerial roots or respiratory roots. The root hairs exchange the gases from their surface. They obtain oxygen from the air spaces present on the surface of the aerial roots. The plants growing in marshy places are adapted to develop aerial roots above the soil surface, which helps in gases exchange. Okay children, next we are going to activity 3, that is evolved carbon dioxide in respiration. What is the aim of this activity? Evolved carbon dioxide in respiration. To prove that evolved carbon dioxide in respiration, what we have need apparatus? Here sprouted seeds, beaker with lime water and glass jar and rubber cork. Next, what is the procedure? Next we are going to procedure. Take a handful of moong or Bengal gram seeds. Soak the seeds in water a day before to perform your experiment. Keep these soaked seeds in a cloth or pouch and tie with a string tightly. Keep the cloth pouch in a corner of your classroom or in your house or in your whatever in the place. Next day, collect the sprouts, germinated seeds from the pouch. Keep it in a glass bottle or plastic bottle around 200 ml capacity. Next, take a small beaker. Fill 3/4 with lime water. Insert it in the beaker carefully. Close the plastic bottle tightly. Make a similar set with unsprouted seeds. Keep this set undisturbed for 1 or 2 days. During this time, observe the color of lime water in both the sets. In which set does the color change faster? Yes, children. Here the set 1 is a set 1. The color change fast because of sprouted seeds are respire. Sprouted seeds are respire and carbon dioxide will liberated from sprouted seeds. This is the activity 3. Okay children, next we are going to activity 4. Activity 4 is a heat evolved during respiration. In the previous activity, evolved carbon dioxide during respiration. In this activity, heat is also evolved during respiration. Okay children, what is the aim of this activity? To prove that heat evolved during respiration. What we have need apparatus? Okay. Here sprouted seeds and dry seeds also, and thermometer, flask, rubber cork. Here procedure. Now we are going to procedure. Take sprouts which were prepared for above activity in a thermos flask. Remove the lid and prepare a cork or rubber or any other material with thermocol also, through which you can bore a hole to insert a thermometer. Take care that the bulb of the thermometer should dip in the sprouts. Close the flask with this tight fitting cork. Record the temperature for every 2 hours. You are advised to do this for at least 24 hours, children. After the 24 hours, we have observed the experiment. Okay, children, next we are going to photosynthesis versus respiration. Already we know that, children, what is photosynthesis. Now we are going to again recall them, children. Photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis is a chemical reaction. It is the most important chemical reaction on our planet. What is the process? The process of converting light energy to chemical energy. This energy is stored as sugar, occurs in plants and some algae. Plants need light energy, carbon dioxide and H2O. Photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast using chlorophyll, the green color pigment in plants. What happens in this chemical reaction? A plant uses energy from sun to combine carbon dioxide with water. It produces a sugar and plant gives off oxygen and energy. Here see, children, carbon dioxide plus water gives rise to form glucose, and oxygen is also released in this process. How do scientists write this chemical reaction? 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Chlorophyll traps light energy to make food. So, why is this important? Yes, animals cannot make their own food. Plants are the first step in the food chain. The oxygen released during photosynthesis is necessary for all living things. Next, respiration. There are two types of respiration. One is a breathing, second one is a cellular respiration. First one, already we know that. Second one, cellular respiration is a chemical reaction. It is the most important chemical reaction in our bodies. Cellular respiration is a process like photosynthesis. Cellular respiration takes place in mitochondria. The mitochondria takes place in nutrients breakdown and create energy for the cell. That's why we are called them mitochondrions, or powerhouses of the cells. This process of creating cell energy is known as cellular respiration. Takes place in all living things. Cellular respiration is basically the reverse of photosynthesis. An animal takes place in glucose and oxygen. The sugar is break down into carbon dioxide and water. When the chemical bonds in the glucose are broken, there is a release of energy. The organism uses that energy. This process of creating cell energy is known as cellular respiration. Here see, children, equation part. C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Glucose plus water. It is dissociate with 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Okay, children, in this section, we have to complete respiration.